Hey everybody, it's Bust with Bust Builds Decks number 22, continuing our playthrough of Balatro. And so in today's video, we're going to be taking on the orange stake with the yellow deck. I did want to say, if you're a daily follower, if you caught the previous video where we were trying to do the speed run, I did manage to finish the speed run on the very next run. I know that we ran into a little bit of a whoopsies at the end of that previous video where I thought I was playing a high card, accidentally played a pair. That felt like it was still a worthy video to put forth, even though it didn't make it all the way to the end or super close to the end. But I did want to say that we did manage to finish off the speed run with the anaglyph deck, and so I still feel like the strategies there are pretty viable, even though I punted that last run. But for today's video, we're going to be playing the yellow deck. We're on the orange stake, so close to unlocking that gold stake. Let's see if we can't get ourselves up there with this video. Have a good time while we're at it. And so this has the opportunity for a lot of powerful stuff, right? If we pick up the uncommon Joker and the holographic Joker, gives us, a really good start and off to the races. But excuse me, I do worry about our ability to beat the Manacle with the -1 hand size. As in these early hands, you do find yourself trying to play like a straight and a flush to get those 300 chips, and that's a lot harder to pull off without that extra card. And so I think I'm going to do battle against the small blind, try and pick up the 10 malt after this, and then hopefully we'll be good to go from there. So got the makings of a big card hand. Let's see if that turns into anything. Didn't quite. We didn't find any jacks in here. Oh, hang on. I take that back. We found the full house. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Give me all of those dollars. So yeah, hopefully we get, at least a minor upgrade, a little bit of something out of this. And then if we get to collect that holographic Joker, and then the manacles should be off to the races. And this is good. The banana is incredibly powerful here in the early game. I'm happy to pick it up. We do have a mega buffoon pack down here as well to get up to up to 3 Jokers, and we should be good at this point. And so, interesting stuff. And so something to call out with the likes of both Fibonacci and with Odd Todd are these abilities hit before the cards in your hand do. And so what I mean by that, and the importance of that, is when you're playing glass cards, or when you're playing something like a steel card that remains back in your hand, they typically don't get that much mult, right? So let's say that we're playing a high card strategy. We have a level 3 high card, which gives us 3 mult. That 3 mult hits a steel card, turns into 4.5, and that's just like not a very exciting upgrade, right? You want all of the mult to hit, and then you want your X multipliers to hit at the end. But the Fibonacci does count as your cards play across your hand. So if we play the wheel, the ace 2 3 4 5, we'll hit the ace, we'll hit the 2, we'll hit the 3, we'll hit the 5. That's 4. We would hit 32 mult off of that, and then the steel card would hit, and so we would get an extra 16 out of that 32, and then everything else can scale beyond that. And so these cards like this are very powerful. Same thing applies to Odd Todd. You don't get nearly as, there's no like flat chip scaling in the same way there is mult scaling, so this isn't as good, but Odd Todd does function in the same way. I think he's probably going to be what we end up taking here, since there is some pretty good overlap between Fibonacci and Odd Todd, right? Ace 2 3 5 8 for Fibonacci, and then ace 3 5 for Todd. And so I think that's the way we want to take this. Very strong start. Like I feel like we are good enough to really get at it with just the banana, but picking up Odd Todd here and the Fibonacci is going to be very interesting, and it's a nice build around right from the start. So I think we'll be able to do some nice things. So with this, I'm just going to go ahead and completely ignore them. we'll play the 2 pair queens and jacks. It's probably enough to just end with the 15 malt that gets added into this. Yeah, just pops right off. The banana is incredibly strong. Always money in the banana stand. That's what it says right on the card. What does a banana cost these days, Michael? Like $10? so many wonderful things from Arrested Development. My favorite line from the show is from Job, and it's Michael talking to Job. I'm sorry, and he says, it's the conversation between them. I'm losing it. I inhaled a lot of paint today. We could come back to that on the next hand, but it's I'm an illusion. No, it's oh my gosh, I'm losing it. Michael calls something Job does a trick, right? Job is the magician of the family. He talks about a trick, and then Job says, Michael, a trick is something a whore does for money. He says, I'm an illusionist. Trick is something a whore does for money. I just love it so much. So good. God, I butchered that so hard. But nonetheless, let's move forward. 10 malt, if the hand contains a flush. It does have the flat 10, which is exceptionally strong here. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. We might find ourselves working towards this since we do, maybe want to play ace high flushes. And so we have some, usage with it. But I'm not planning on playing towards flushes. I'm planning on playing towards the Fibonacci sequence here. Trick is something a whore does for money. Got it. Well, let's see here. We got some aces and fives. Maybe we'll hit a full house. Like I don't think we're gonna struggle to actually finish this hand off. Now we've just hit a wheel. Let's see what a wheel scores. I'm very curious. Yeah, 8800, not bad, not bad. We lost our banana though. That's really unfortunate. I guess we got 2 rounds out of it, but very powerful. But no, yeah, I mentioned I've been working in our basement quite a bit, and 8 malt if we're building towards pairs. It just doesn't scale. Let's move into the next round, and I got to painting it, and I ventilated, right? I turned on a fan, I opened a door, and it still just feels like I got a bit of those fumes in my system, and so we'll see if we can't make it through the video today here, no problems. But I'm not super impaired, but definitely not at my peak. You can see if we can butcher some more quotes from television shows. One of my favorites from It's Always Sunny. It had to have been an episode called like The Gang Huffs Glue, but it's just got Charlie and Max sitting around huffing glue, and they're inhaling for an hour or something, and they aren't feeling the effects, and then they get to looking at the bottle, and it's just Elmer's glue, and it says non-toxic on it. And then Mac just starts going off on how they need the one that says toxic. You got to find the glue that says toxic on it, and that's what it kind of reminded me of this morning. That paint definitely says toxic on it. All right, so the Joker stencil turns up. Like, what is the chance, right, if we say sell the draw Joker, and then the only Jokers we run with are Fibonacci, Odd Todd, and then the stencil? I'm kind of tempted, but the hanging Chad here is actually going to be pretty spectacular, right? If we have Fibonacci and Odd Todd and we play an ace first, and the ace gets the 16 malt and the 60 chips attached to it, we're definitely going to be able to work something with that. And so I'm going to start cracking standard packs, see if we can't find a bunch of aces this way. Got a glass one, which is fine. Doesn't interact super well with the hanging Chad, but it'll get the job done. Right, if we're in the space to where you want it to be way out to the right, right? We want to score a bunch of times. We want to hit as many of the sequences as we can before the glass hits. But if we want to double with the hanging Chad, the glass card would be first, and so it can be a little bit awkward. We'll manage though. So this is a spot with this deck. I'm not certain if we would prefer to be playing towards wheels, right? I'm just going to ignore the 8. The only card I'm going to think off of Fibonacci is ace to 5, and then here ace 3-5. And so I'm not certain though if we want to take a harder discard that just involves these 3s. I think, oh, we're out of discards. Hang on, that changes things a little bit. But I think at the end of the day, we just want to be building towards wheels in terms of our discards, ace to 5s. It's going to be another huge hand off that hanging Chad. The 3 giving us 60 chips and 16 malt. It's pretty sick, isn't it, huh? It's not bad. It's not bad. All right, we got great direction though. I love it when we really pick out something here to do early. And all right, so we're not going to take walkie-talkie, but the duo is something we could definitely work with here. This is one of the very powerful scaling cards because it's so easy to hit a pair. I think I'm on board with it. Trying to decide if we want to go for the Arcana pack and the duo, or if we want to go up to 25. Hitting the Hermit is, ideal, but I think we want to get up to 25 before we start really hammering in on some of that stuff. All right, let's jump into battle. I didn't like those jokers there. Two pair with these aces, probably enough to just end it. Like, these cards are so strong. The flames hit before we even hit our X2 multiplier. Okay. Feels good. I think we're off to the races in this one. I've learned I don't call my shot because it's it just doesn't happen enough, but I think we're in a pretty good shape to finish this run off. Okay, so I'm not opposed to taking the Wii Joker, right? This is something we can actually build towards as well. We're interested in 2s in terms of the Fibonacci, and we can double score the 2s. So if we put the 2 out to the left, you can rearrange your cards, right? And so if we set it up to where the 2 scores first, that's still exceptionally good, right? It's kind of counterintuitive because you're like, oh man, I want to double score the hanging Chad on my highest point total card, but we're really getting our value out of the odd Todd and out of the Fibonacci. And so if we put our 2 first, we would get the 16 malt out of it, and then we get all of the bonus chips since we get to score twice out of the Wii Joker. But I don't think we need to really just go for it. If you're ever going to go for the Wii Joker, this is the time to do it, but it's currently at 10. I'd want to get it up to like 100 before the end of the run, and I don't think that that's really going to be in the cards, and so let's skip that. I like this way we've been going of playing, just trying to play 2 pairs and stuff. It seems reasonable. Trying to play straight flushes. It's got... We should have swapped that 8 to the front. We'd get the Fibonacci on the 8. I wasn't paying enough attention there, but I just saw the straight flush and said, "Ooh, let's do it." Next hand. All right, now we're finally over that 25 mark as well. So play spades is whatever. Uncommon jokers give 1.5x. What do we got here? 1 uncommon, not that worth. Let's open this jumbo spectral. See if we can't see here. Gold seal is fine. Purple seal is whatever. Foil, holograph, or polychrome to a card in hand. Leaning towards the 3 with that one. We'll have to watch ourselves. I'm very bad about actually rearranging our hand. But that 3 is quite good, right? It gets the 30 chips from Odd Todd. It gets the chips off of the Fibonacci. And then we can hanging Chad it as well. All right. Is 3 of a kind 2s enough to just end? Probably. Probably. That's the way that this run has gone. Let's at least take these discards, see if we improve a little. We can play a full house. Probably didn't even need to, but... The 2s are saying, this is what you get for leaving me behind. I wanted the Wii Joker. And it would have leveled up 8 chips here. Oh, we just broke our ace. Womp womp. A little sad. A little sad. What do we got here? Contains a flush, don't care. I typically like cards like the Baron. This is a very powerful one. It might be worth getting rid of the draw Joker and picking up the Baron, right? That idea we talked about earlier, to where if you're scoring all of the cards, and so you're getting a bunch of base malt out of your hand, and then the Baron activates on the back line, I think he's going to be exceptionally good here. This is what we need. Adding kings isn't super awesome in the sense that we never plan on playing them, but they're going to be very powerful here. I think we can probably get away this game without actually purchasing any different jokers. All right, we'll take the next round. I'm ready to start cashing in some Arcana packs. I'm ready to start rolling the Wheel of Fortune at this point. It strikes me as being ready for it. So let's send it. Nope, typical. And then we can at least. I thought we had convert left to right. Wild Glass, the Fool, which will just make a Wheel of Fortune. All right, I know what life's about. Nope. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe it's not gonna hit. So yeah, we'll definitely keep these kings in hand now. And go from there. Discard an 8, sure. Here's what I was talking about, right? 8 malt. 8 malt. 8 malt gets us 26. Now the king starts scaling in the back line. If we were just playing a pair, right, it would go from like 2 to 3 and then from 3 to 4.5, or however that math works out. But with the king, it really starts to pop off out here. So that hand actually turned out to be kind of weak. We didn't load up any chips with Odd Todd. So kind of awkward, but we'll still be okay. I think this hand will continue to pop off. We just need to keep that in mind so we don't get really hype about playing a pair of 2s and then not have any chips really get added in. All right, good stuff though. So let's see, full house, sure. I could see us playing full houses. We'll just start purchasing up the upgrades at any point we can now. These celestial packs are fucking expensive. Oh, it's because we're on the orange stake. I'm like, why the fuck am I paying 7 gold for a celestial pack? Ah, because we're on the higher stakes. The orange stake makes the packs cost $1 more per ante. Alright, heart cards are debuffed. I saw the boss reroll thing in there and considered it, but I'm not certain what bosses really cancel us. Probably should have just taken it. Like, the reroll the boss for 10 is probably just better than a random celestial pack. Take the discards now. See if we can't pick up a king along the way. No kings. 5s and 3s are going to be very good. We'll move the 3 over to the left, so that can be the one that activates twice. So activating that 3 twice is 166 chips and 16 malt off of the single card. Very good. Very good. Getting very good at math. You all see how good my maths were there? I added that shit so fast. But let's see what we can do here. I'm not opposed to madness, but I'm just not really interested in any jokers. Like I could see us wanting to get rid of Hanging Chad at some point, but I'm really happy with how all that's lined up. Let's open this Mega Spectral pack. See if we can't get some good upgrades on our cards, convert the same suits, whatever. Make random enhanced cards. Enhanced numbered cards can be good. Enhanced aces is very good here. The question would be, do we want to immolate, right? We have 3 cards that we like and then 5 that we don't. I think we'll pass on that. I think I'm going to... let's do the numbered cards first. So we destroyed an 8. Picked up a 2 and a 5, which are fine. The 10s are kind of meh. And then now we'll destroy a random and add these aces. The aces are the big ones here. We actually lost one of our good new cards there. That's a bit unfortunate, but is what it is. I'm happy enough with Paintbrush. Alright, next round. So what do we got? 2 common jokers don't want. Polychrome, yeah, we're not really interested in additional jokers, so we'll probably play through this whole round as well. Hang on to the king. Back 8. I'll discard the 4 as well. I would like something else to play along with the 2. Right, the 2 wasn't very good on its own. It just didn't score for anything. I guess that's what we're going to be dropping here. We're going to drop this full house. Deuce is full of 10s, but we want to move the deuce way out to the left so we get all of the extra malt off of it. So not huge, but it gets us off to a good start in terms of finishing the round. So now we could play like 2 pair kings and 3s. Again, move the 3 out to the left so we get the bonuses from the odd Todd and the Fibonacci. Is it worse than the last hand? Jesus. That did not score anything. Did we? Oh, we played our kings, didn't we? Ah, we should have kept our kings. That was sloppy. That was sloppy. Okay. I completely forgot about our baron hanging out in hand. I was like, why did our point total just drop so hard? Right? That was insane how hard it dropped. I was expecting the round to just instantly end. We played a higher point total hand, but giving up those kings, that was gross. All right, we still get out of the round, but lesson learned. It's so easy to forget about this stuff. Just blame it on the paint. The fumes are in there working their magic. What do we got here, though? Face cards, don't care about. Rerolls, don't want. Could open up a standard pack, but let's keep collecting the interest. Right, nothing of note in hand. Another fairly crappy set of cards. The set of 5s is kind of nice. I wonder if we get rid of a 4. Like, do we ever play a 3, 4, 5, 6? We don't get the bonus off of the duo if we do that. Alright. So no kings, but a 5 full of 3s is going to be pretty strong, right? All of these cards score both Fibonacci and the odd Todd. $29K, not bad. Still no kings. Those guys don't want to hang out at all. We can play aces and jacks, the 2 pair. Put the glass to the right. It should be pretty close to popping the hand, and I don't want to risk the glass ace blowing up. Alright, good deal. Alright, maybe we'll get an upgrade here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's crack this Arcana pack, see what happens. So make a steel card, very good, very strong. Hanged Man is okay. And then the Hermit to double the money up to 20. It's very interesting. The Hermits are so much worse now that the packs are so much more expensive. It's like you really got to get the value out of everything. We got 56 cards in deck. It's like I'm tempted to just like blow up the Jack and the 9. They're not particularly useful in this run, but again, I prefer to upgrade the cards that we have as opposed to removing the stuff out of the deck. It just doesn't feel like taking the 2 cards out of the deck is that big of a deal. So maybe we just pick up the steel card onto the king. That's like exactly who we want just hanging out in our hand. All right, then must play 5 cards. All right, so there's the king. We can get something going with this one. Queen, 10, 10, 8 can get out of here. And now we got, I guess we'll play like a 3 to 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know the 8's the Fibonacci card, but not certain what way is better. The odd Todd is probably the important one in terms of getting those extra chips. Let's just play this and see what happens. It's a straight 4 to 8. We'll put the 5 to the left since it hits both odd Todd and Fibonacci, and then we do have the steel king in hand to give us a ton of malt on the round. But I think this is a little better. Like, if we played the 3 to 7, it might be enough to just finish the round. I'm not certain, but I think it leaves us a lot better set up for the next hand. Yeah, that wasn't that great of a hit. So we probably got to drop a 2 pair out of this. Bring in the 3s and the 2s. And then if we're stuck playing the 4s, we'll at least hopefully have some aces to get additional chips out of. A little worried about this. That one was a little better at 23k. Picked up a second king along the way. So we'll have this 3 of a kind 4s in here, but we'll still have to find something to do with our next hand. So we'll add in the queen. We're never playing it. Hang on to the 6, I guess. This is a hand that doesn't hit enough chips. That was shitty. That was only a 1,000 chip hand. Wow. Wow. No, I guess we did just roll into a 4 of a kind aces. There's nothing else we're going to be doing this round, so I hope that's good enough. All right. Blessings to RNGesus. Blessings abound. Thank you, my friend. I hope your Easter as well. You get the resurrection from RNGesus. Speaking of Easter, go ahead and start practice on your start practicing on your deviled eggs. I got to make deviled eggs this weekend and next weekend, so I got 2 rounds of that shit coming up. The longtime viewers know when deviled egg season is coming about. They've probably already perfected the recipes and getting out on there onto the hipster varieties. But if you're a new follower out here in the space of Balatro, you gotta get those core recipes down. You can mess around with Easter. Thanksgiving's the big one, but this is the spring season for deviled eggs, and so I hope you're ready. But all right, what do we got here? Definitely gonna pop the Temperance. It's like plus 12 gold. Let's crack these Arcana packs as well. So let's see. Gold, bonus cards. Bonus cards is a big one, right? That's like exactly where we're lacking, in the sense like we're playing these twos, and then we have like, you know, 200 malt, but we only have 8 chips. And so I'm very interested in dropping bonus on these twos. Otherwise, convert left to right is fine. Increase rank is not that spectacular. And then steel cards I would be on. But I think this is just like the probable best upgrade for our deck at this point is the bonus onto the twos. Let's check this one. The Hermit for money if we want. Glass card is whatever. Or 2 random Tarets. I think I'm just going to take the money. Let it get us kind of in position for the next round. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of Tarot cards that just don't do anything at this point. Okay, so I think, again, we're going to continue just playing through these rounds. There's just no jokers I'm really interested in picking up. The 15 gold is whatever. And then for the boss, the first hand is drawn face down. We could definitely still use some upgrades out here. So hang on to the king. Discard into hopefully better small card hand. What are we looking at here? A bunch of 2 pairs? All right, sure. Let's see what this scores. I'm very interested with the freshly bonused 2. Yeah, that feels so much better already. I can tell. I can tell. It's not going to be enough to end the round, but it's going to be a reasonable score. 7K? I was expecting that to be way higher. That was supposed to be way higher. All right, well, let's see if we can't do something with like 5s full of 3s. I don't want to just mulligan for a 4. We just played 2 4s. So we're going to be counting on these 5s, and then maybe some aces will turn up. Perfect. So we'll move the foil 3 out to the left. Now that's got to get us somewhere, right? That got us there indeed. 50K on the singular hand. Good stuff. Good stuff. Got to see that more frequently. Definitely need to pick up some of these upgrades. All right, so what do we got here? The Invisible Joker is very tempting. We could maybe do something like get rid of the Hanging Chad, but I think our deck is probably too weak to carry until this thing can pop off. So I'm just gonna hang on to it. Start cracking these Arcana packs. What do we got? Glass card, steel card, diamonds, 15 gold, or increase ranks. So I want to make a steel card. 10 seems fine. Right, I would prefer it to just be on kings, but we don't have the choice here. Maybe we pass on that. No, I think we need it. And then we can glass something else out here. I guess we could just take the 15 gold, make this kind of like a free pack. All right, it's been done. Arcana pack 2. So what do we got here? Gold, malt, or more gold? I mean, I probably just want the malt. I'd really prefer it to be bonus chips, but we don't get the options, and so you can put malt on the foil, right? I don't think that wipes it away. Oh my gosh! Please don't wipe it away. Okay. Whew. I was pretty certain you could do that. Those aren't the kind of tags that overwrite each other, and so that would have just been absolutely devastating if we lost that high quality 3. Okay. I was a little scared about that. I think we at this point, if we're not playing wheels, I think we only want aces, 3s, and 5s. So let's continue to discard towards that. Nothing spectacular turned up. I'll kick off with the pair of 5s. See if we can't build up to a full house. All right, 13K is not quite good enough, but we're still upgrading a little bit. Now we've come out and hit a 2 pair. That should be a little bit better. And our big boy 3 out here doing the work as well. That's what you like to see. Like 100K on that one. If we could only draw that prismatic 3 every single hand, then things will be fine. No, that's not a big ask. It's not a big thing. What do we got? Flush don't care. Misprint don't care. This is a very bad set of packs to choose from. Guess we'll take the Celestial. I was gonna say you want pair, 2 pair, full house. I think we'll just take pair. It's probably going to be our most common hand. We've played 2 pair 10 times, pair 3 times. I guess that was far from accurate. We've even played more full houses than we've played pairs. Let's take a roll, see what turns up. Nothing that we want. Nothing that we want. All right. So the first hand is drawn face down. This is kind of tough, right? In the sense that we don't want to be discarding any of our kings. I mean, I guess... I just discard out of the middle and see what turns up. So we've got a steel 10. No telling if this thing over here is an ace. We know this unit is a 10. Be fine to discard. All right, whatever. It sucks to discard kings. Right, so maybe we just discard the 6 instead. You don't need the gold 10. Not really worried about money at this point. I'm worried about losing, and so maybe we discard it. We know that the blank between the 10 and the jack is safe. This 10 is safe to get rid of. I'm never playing a 6. We can maybe find out. Like, this card to the right is definitely scoreable. The one to the left is the interesting one. If it's a queen, it sucks. If it's an ace or a king, then we definitely want it. And so I'm hoping that through the discarding, we can figure out what this is. We can also just run out steel cards. Or just run out a hand and we'll find out if it's a steel card. So here I'm thinking of doing something like this, is to where it's like I don't want the 4s, right? We want aces, 3s, and 5s. It's too tough to tell what this card to the right is. It's a 3, but not the good one. So this is going to be weak. It's a no pair hand. It's essentially just a discard. We did hit the malt in here, though. This is a king that we have in hand. Oh boy, this is bad. This is bad. So if we get to play 2 hands after this, I think we have to just do this. If like we pick up a 4, like I don't really want the 2. I want to be playing full houses like aces, 3s, and 5s. But if we hit a random 4 and like we just have the ace, a bad 4, a bad 5, and a bad 3, and then the enhanced 2, I want the enhanced 2 to be what we throw under the hanging chad. It's not going to pick up malt, but it is going to pick up all of those bonus chips. And so I'm not willing to just kind of throw it away here. I think we got to play just the pair of jacks with the queen and then hope we spike something a little bit better. Mm, 700 chips. That's so brutal. Oh, man. Oh, man. This run's been going so well. Not anymore. not anymore. So I guess we have a hand like this, the pair of 5s with the bonus thing. There's just no way we're gonna hit. God damn it! There's no way we're gonna hit 100K off of this. $23 has to be something spectacular here. Well, we hit we hit our good 3. I guess that's all we can really ask for in this space. We want to play the aces since they hit both of our jokers, but were those previous hands like I don't know. $5K short, and so yeah, that was tough. That was tough. I feel like we carried that pretty well. I like our strategy we carried the whole way. It's just tough for me to tell with that last hand. There's like always something that you can do to improve and to make things better. But it's also tough for me to just say with that last hand, like, did we just get RNG'd out of this? Like maybe the deck just isn't good enough with the state that we have it in. Maybe we didn't get to upgrade our cards enough to really have them pop off. Like we could have gotten rid of the hanging chad or something in here, but this feels like a round to where we really just kind of bit it in terms of what we were able to do with our discards and turnabout. Now, maybe the place that we actually failed throughout the course of this run is we had the opportunity to pick up the voucher that lets you re-roll whatever the boss blind is for $10. We definitely had the money to do that, right? We were just buying bullshit celestial packs we didn't care about, and so maybe that's what we would have needed to do. Like maybe this round was more challenging than I really gave it credit for. I don't feel like we wasted our discards. It doesn't seem like we discarded anything that was overly important, but we did also play just like 2 absolutely terrible hands that round, right? We had a 700 chip hand. And so it's just tough for me to determine if what we did there was like bad discarding, right? Since we could have re-rolled into something else, but it just feels like we caught a bad run of luck there at the very end. Just like just at this stage of the game, scoring 700 chips on a hand is just kind of unacceptable. And I don't know, maybe it was just the discards, but like looking at the discards that we made and the cards that left from them, we didn't discard any aces. I know we discarded like a 2, but the 2s weren't important. Maybe that would have been used to build up a full house instead of a smaller hand or something, or we could have played 2 pairs that involved a 2 and then that wouldn't have been as bad. But man, I don't know. Like this just feels like one of those spaces to where RNGesus blessed us with the 4 of a kind aces, and then he said, I gotta spite you down here at the end to make up so that there's balance in the world, so there's some yin and yang in the space of RNG, because I'm not certain where anything else went wrong with this, right, Run? So to me, it's either 3 things, right? We either should have picked up the reroll voucher and re-rolled this blind, which I don't think this is a tough one, right? the things that we would have struggled with, like we never beat the needle, right? That's the one where you only get to play one hand. There's things to where if you can't play the same hand multiple times, we would struggle with. Probably couldn't beat it, but there's a ton of just easy mode ones, right? Like spades don't score, diamonds don't score, things like that aren't that bad. And so, like looking at this thing, I think we managed the blind fine, and I don't think that was really the problem. The other thing that's kind of coming to mind is like how worthwhile was the hanging Chad, in the sense that should we have gotten rid of it for the thing that upgrades twos, or should we have gotten rid of the pairs Joker, right? Whatever blue hat here is, our second one that gives us 50 chips for playing a pair. Maybe that's what we really needed, was we should have gotten rid of that 50 chip Joker and then picked up the twos Joker and see if we couldn't have gotten it over 50. But like, I don't think we would have, right? We weren't really doing a good effort of playing twos because the twos didn't score on the odd Todd. Or is that odd Todd? That is odd Todd, right? We have hanging Chad, odd Todd, Fibonacci, and something else. I can't quite remember what the something else is, but that's the one where it's a bit of a question, or we actually played it okay, and then the last boss just got us. I don't know. It just seems like we didn't hit anything big and spectacular with like the tarot cards. Once those were up and running, we could have maybe picked some glass cards or something for X melt. I don't know. There's a half a dozen different things we could have done, but this is one that really surprised me that it got us in the end. That's tough. Maybe I missed something. You'll have to let me know if I did. But nonetheless, good stuff. I had fun with that run. I hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So hope everyone enjoyed the video. Hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way. Had a good time watching. This is Bustin' We. Thank you for being here.